Hi, I'm Ferris J, helping pets and their guardians worldwide, practically, emotionally, and energetically. Today, I am tackling a subject that is very often avoided and it's very sensitive, and I think it's the time to address it. It's euthanasia. It's not the process itself, it's such a gift for our pets if they are suffering and we can give them that option. What I'm addressing today is how we approach it as pet guardians. And this video is inspired by a post I saw on Facebook, written by a vet who was, as they said, tired and broken-hearted from all the cases they've had where a pet has been left to be euthanized without their guardian present. And it spoke of the pets looking for their guardians, couldn't find them, the vet is having to deal with that. And that is heartbreaking in itself. And it also prompted me to think about why that happens. In the post, it actually says, don't be a coward because you think it's just too hard for you. And that made me think, because of all the people I've dealt with, and anybody watching this video, I don't think is the type of person who would just leave their pet there because it's a little uncomfortable. To me, it's underestimated how devastating this time can be, especially when it's sprung upon us, and it often is. And that's why I'm sharing this video with you. This issue and this subject is something I usually work with my private clients, but it is so important and it can save such heartbreak that I want to share it with you. And here's what I would like you to do. If you have elderly pets, make a plan. If you can plan in advance in case you need euthanasia, and I pray that you never do, I pray your pets will die of old age in their sleep happily. In case it doesn't happen, it makes a huge difference to be prepared. And I think being prepared in advance can be the difference between being able to be there in the room, be a good advocate for your pet, or getting so distraught and so emotionally overwhelmed that you can't even be there. And when that happens, it comes back later. I have worked with people who have been so upset and guilty afterwards if that is the case, and I think it's often very preventable. I think it's a case of overwhelm, it's a case of over distress. So here is what I would like you to do. Make a plan. Step 1, find out what the options are for euthanasia in your area. With my clients, I ask them, is there an option for a home visit? That makes a massive difference. The pet is relaxed, they're at home, they're with the family. If it's not an option, and it's not an option in my area, check your veterinary practice and talk to them. What happens? What is the procedure? If you know that in advance, you can be more prepared. You're not having another stressful thing happening in the moment. For example, here, it's a case of 2 injections. The first injection is a sedative. So it takes the animals a few minutes, they're calm, they're sedated, and then the final injection is given. That's really important to know. I conversed just the other day, I was reading from somebody who had gone into the vet, they'd had the first injection administered, and then the vet said, oh, it's okay, you can go. And in the moment, they took the vet's advice and they left. And then afterwards, they second-guessed themselves. And they went, oh gosh, maybe we should have been there. And this is the type of thing that can haunt people afterwards. And it's preventable if you have information early on, if you know what the procedure is. One more thing, practically, find somebody, a family member or a friend who knows your animals, who bonds with your animals, and talk to them that they could, if possible, be on call if that situation ever happened. So there was somebody else who could be there if you went to pieces in the moment, at least they could be in the room with them. They can be there for you, giving you support. Be practical. Think of these practical things in advance. It can make the difference. Okay, it's never going to be a pleasant time, but it's a time where you could make it easier for your pet and you can make it easier for you. So those last moments aren't doubly stressful than they have to be. That is part of being a pet advocate. I have one more tip with this, and this is the work that I do, is deal with the emotions. It's so easy with that going, I don't want to think about it, it may never happen. No. If you push those emotions away, they're going to well up, especially if it's last minute, and then you're having to make decisions when you're stressed, where you're upset. It's not a good time to make decisions. If you can deal with the emotions, this is anticipatory pet bereavement, beforehand, and you may be worried about it months beforehand, please deal with that. Find a way to work through those emotions, to get clearer. Of course there's going to be grief and upset, but there are ways to manage, to reduce, so you are more present for yourself and for them. Both beforehand. Again, it's planning. Start beforehand. Don't leave it till 5 minutes before you're going in. Actually look at the situation practically and emotionally beforehand. Do whatever inner work you need to do so you can be there for your pet the best that you can be for them. It will also make it a lot easier to navigate the grieving process afterwards. And it's not necessarily going to be, oh, I'm here, happy. Of course it's not going to be. It's a devastating time in some ways. We're losing our dear companions. But we're also saying goodbye to our beloved friends, and we want to be able to be present for that. We want to be able to be there for them. So do whatever it takes that you work emotionally. Don't just ignore it. Please work on that emotional, mental level. Get yourself clear, get yourself strong, have the techniques so that when you really need them, you can bring them in to support yourself. I'll link below. I do have free resources to help. I do work with people worldwide because this can bring up so much emotion, and it's what I think that post didn't understand, how devastated people can be, how they can completely go to pieces. And I know that doesn't have to be the case in the majority of cases. So have a plan, be practical, have your practical plan in place, have emotional management for what's going on, and that will make it a much different journey, a much gentler journey for both your beloved pet and for you. So thank you so much for listening. I hope this can make a difference if you are ever in that situation. Take care and goodbye.